Good morning and welcome. It is Monday, the 27th day of March, 2017. My name is Derek and welcome. In this morning's video, the daily chart for silver, followed by the daily chart for Bitcoin, and a comment with the LSK, a cryptocurrency chart. I'm going to go over that as well. Just a quick talk about the BELA chart, no charts, but just commentary in that order. So let's get started. Okay, daily chart for silver. Key resistance of this high in at 18 and a half, a little over that, and a little under 17, 1684 is this low. Within the rally that took a little while to move without any pops, and now it's going up without any deep pops or downsize moves, what that is. So what occurred is, well, the first time I got up there, Fibonacci resistance and correcting through time. Markets correct one of two ways, and maybe both at times, where you can either go down in price in a correction, or you can do a sideways move as a correction. Here's an idea of what a sideways correction would be. And of course, this is a situation of both a sideways and a price correction for this next down move. But as far as this one is concerned, it has lifted off and extreme volatility at the median today of 1.91%. But it kind of is because it's not even 9:30 in the morning New York time, and let's see what they do with this market now. Now, what I've written in here is current phase is I just broke fib, short-term resistance only, because if you looked at the market at the open last night, the 1787 number that I had written was magnificent short-term resistance and support. And obviously that level is long gone. So as far as any retracements are concerned, you could calculate Fibonacci from here to here, but you don't really need to. I think the key levels are going to be this point here, 1787, and then the range up and down a little both on this 1747 handle. So 1736 to, or 17 to third to 17 and a half, maybe 17 and 5/9 or 55, somewhere in that area as far as short-term support. With any further movement to the upside, I always look at key high, previous high. Whenever you get to past this like 61.8%, and when I show LSK, I'm going to be talking about the exact same sort of things in there as well. But yeah, that's what I'd be looking for. And then when you get here, okay, now what are you going to do? Of course, on the situation, it does go there, because I would be looking on a move to previous high for some sort of retracement, high or low, or price correction, either side or down. But then at any point, even instantly, on any break, this thing could have a decent move higher, because if a level that's not supposed to be resistance really isn't, watch out for a fast move. And on the daily chart, this hasn't been resistance yet, so we got to still watch out for a fast move today up to this previous high. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying the odds look pretty decent that it might be shaping into form. Okay, so that is the silver chart. Let's move this on to Bitcoin. This is what I love about Bitcoin compared to other cryptocurrency charts. If you don't like extreme volatility, heck, move to Bitcoin, because right now we have this little up move at 6.5%. And when you compare this with a lot of the other cryptos, that is a little move actually. And it's still volatile, though. That's really what I want to go at. With the median volatility in at 3.4%, that's decent. I mean, it's a lot bigger than the almost every stock on the stock market, but not all of them. However, within this chart format, there are several lower highs and lower lows along the way. And it's now coming up to this correctionary phase, moving from under 900 to over 1,000. That's over 10% from the bottom. And all that's done is pop from a lower low to what currently is a noticeable lower high. Noticeable as in like, yeah, I can tell it had a good rally from here to here, and I can tell it's having a good rally from here to so far here. Now you got a situation, if this thing starts to go bullish, there's going to be a lot of people, including myself, that are going to try to get out of short positions, because I have gotten out of some, but I still hold some, and I really can't get out of it until, of course, it does something within this mark, because it's got the bearish pattern, nothing to break it yet. The 18 average is still declining. The step after the phase test of this band, well, that's to have this thing flatten, which means trading within this range of basically about 1,000 to about 1080. That is the neutrality range within this particular time frame, which is what the price action would be needed for this band to stop going down and start to make a move towards some sort of sideways movement. And on any moves to the way down, like all of them that are going to be key, is you're going to want to look at what the high and the low happens to be. What right now it's this one. And then notice how the 61 and 38.2% retracements go, realizing that if the trend is going to continue, that, well, using this example here, you're first on the shorter term time frame is going to be looking for support around here, then again here, or the second number, then you're looking for support at previous low, then you're looking to extend it. And each one has been small extensions, so there's no pattern on here to state, okay, it looks like it's over or not. I still, I'm not too sure how the trading sentiment's going to go, so I'm just going to play the market as it tells me. I don't like having to sell these, or short, either way you want to look at it. And I kind of hope to have the situation. It's not a bad thing where, okay, I guess I have to go back long in here because the market's reverting over, and I'm not going to lose too much on it because I've already profit took maybe only like 20, 25, 30% of it. So it's only a small amount of what I sold in here that I put back into it. And of course, added more shorts right now. I'm pretty much done adding shorts in at about 10:30. I think that's my last short position. And that is the Bitcoin chart. Now let's move this on to LSK. And I was there's a comment about that asking me about that, and it's an interesting chart to say the least. This is the daily chart, and within this, after this sideways consolidation, market goes up in this trend, and then two good moves up on high volume. Now this is what I really find interesting about this pattern. 5 days of this sideways consolidation on high lower volume, meaning high as in this is higher than this, but it's also lower than these big days in here. So why that's important is because when you have these big moves, it's always going to come on high volume like this, and you expect to have some sort of correction. A lot of the dead ones will literally just fail, and this is not showing such as if it's got momentum to go towards the upside. So basically, it's looking good. However, multiple time frames is really important. And but before we do that, let's go over the key Fibonacci that I got written in here. 1375 is the it's a level in here. And then again at 2007. So what this means right now is, you want to look at 2000 on any type of down movements as an area where you might want to go long. Or if you, I don't even know how you short these things. I hear people talking about it. But as far as just going long anyway, that's, well, if you were shorting, that's where you get out. But that's a good spot, I think, you could to go long. But multiple time frames is important. Now, as far as this move, there hasn't come back to it since this low and this high within its Fibonacci. But let's go for a more. This is the wrong chart. Hang on a second. Okay, I figured it out. It's my hotkeys. I pushed the wrong hotkey. Okay. So after that's taken care of, let's look at the 1 week chart. This is like its entirety. So we have this high in at 12.3 and this low much lower at 7 compared to 12.3. Or it was a large down move to say the least. So when you talk about extreme volatility, yeah, there's a lot like this. Anyway, Fibonacci retracement. This is a log scale chart. 2178. Oh, no resistance on this weekly time frame. What do we know about big areas that are supposed to do something that don't? Yeah, one of them is a fast move to this next level. Therefore, this is really ringing alarm bells, at least for the short term, that this thing has the legs to go up to 42.21. I'm going to use more shorter term analysis after this. There's one more time frame left. And I talked about that 2000 mark before. Well, that's interesting because here we have 2007 as a key Fibonacci mark. And here we have 2178. And these things usually pierce below. So my guess for the best buy order would probably be somewhere. I would probably go somewhere around here. I mean, there's another 0 after this, or 20, somewhere barely over the 20 number. Why would I do that? Without even looking, I would assume that there are some large numbers on just the 2 flat. So there's a decent chance that will be the bottom. So I don't want to go 1999 kind of deal. And I want to get as close to the low as possible. These things usually pierce. So if I were to put a buy order, and I will be putting one there, this will be approximately the number area in which I will put it. But let's continue on further within some more shorter term analysis. This is the hourly time frame. And this is an interesting story. Because as I was doing this, well, I'll talk about that in a bit because I'll go over what I see in here. So you have this last high move here. This is its retracement. Obviously, with 2000 being key support, it didn't go down there. It has since had this beautiful sideways range. It's breaking it. So this is a very short-term bullish pattern. And when I was looking at this, I'm thinking, you know what? I got to get in. At least just to speculate. And sometimes you don't have much time. And this was a case where I didn't. So I look on here and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, it's like with this question, will previous resistance equal support? Usually, yeah. And I'm thinking, what do I place for a wager? So I put 3 small $1 wagers orders in. And about 20 seconds later, what does the market do? Boom. Oh, okay, I guess I just got filled. I guess I'm only in for $3 because boom, it comes back up again. Yeah, so you see a setup like this. How I would want to play it is I have a situation of upside fib at 51.02 and downside at 15.95. Well, it looks like this thing is going up, so I care mostly about this. And 51 is a very interesting number because if we scroll back, this coincides with 42.21. Oh, it's a decent amount, but not really. These things usually pierce above. So I'm going to be looking to get out completely, unless I could add more share size and find more fundamental news otherwise. But I'm going to be looking to get out here at this point. Now, from here, quite frankly, this is what it comes down to with these things. I don't trust this as far as making any move up here because I know how these things work. When something goes down big, it's going to have a pop at some point. So this is at least its pop. This is both bullish and bearish to happen as far as my book is concerned. And it's going to make a move at least to here, maybe to here. Well, it did this, and now the test says, yeah, we're going to make a move here. So short term, like I say, I think it's going to make a move to that line, pierce above. I'm probably looking to get out around 49.97-ish area. That's what I would be looking for. But even short term today, after I put the order in, I sold 1/3 of it back at this high, and that executed minutes later. And then I bought back, and I haven't checked to see if it's bought back yet or not. And I've done nothing with the... Well, so I got $2 in with $1 buy order back in. That's not much. And when I say $2, I mean 0.0002 Bitcoins, the equivalency of it. Just easy number for me to say in my head for that. And yeah, so that is how I'm looking for it. But in the situation of coming up to, say, this point, that I'm going to be looking to probably go more aggressive and a play at this 2000 number I talked about, because just as I said, this is both bullish and bearish to do this. Now that it's done this, it's going to be both bullish and bearish again to retrace back to this point. If it's bullish, it's going to do that. And if it's bearish, it's going to do that. It's pretty much simple in that sense there. So, thank you. But before I do that, I'm just going to talk a bit about the BELA chart, because it was a not so great update for me yesterday, and updates are always profitable. But I was making the pattern of lower lows. Yeah, because what happened, BELA broke out to like over 6,000 yesterday, and I sold, but thing is, after the retracements, I calculated 5750-ish area to be pretty big. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get greedy. I'm just going to screw this buying at 58, 59, 6,000. Let's buy them all basically at 5750 and under. Well, the bottom was 58. This goes back up. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Maybe I should just comply and go 5801. Yeah, let's move it up. Bottom's 5850. And then, of course, it broke out today to past 7K. So this is good. Other than, since it's done it, I've only bought one share back at 7,000. So that happens. You can get unlucky and still win. And that's happened a lot to me. Many, many times. And that's good. That's good. So anyway, thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.